What do you pack in a suitcase after 20 years to prepare somebody to go to somewhere he hasn't been in all of those years?
When someone dies, you don't expect to say goodbye, and it was similar to that. I didn't expect to say goodbye. When I heard my dad was getting deported, it was just a normal day coming home from school. I felt numb, kind of felt like for a while he was dead. Give me a second.
My daughter was crying. He was like, you know, stop crying, I'm not going anywhere, it's fine. He was still in denial, and something like 3 o'clock in the morning, he rang me and he said they've come to take me. 5, 6 officers who came into the room in the middle of the night and was taking them all out, 1 in front and 2 either side, and they were handcuffed to them and they were shackled. It kind of reminded me of slavery, to be honest, being crept up on in the night and taken in chains. And I can't imagine the experience of a black man who goes through that process where he processes what happened back in the day to his own ancestors who were taken in the night and shipped off. My daughter had a difficult experience the other night. She had a nightmare. She said something had happened to him. My son, I think I'm still trying to understand where he's at with it, because, you know, he's 14 now. You know, he takes himself to himself. He spends a lot of time in his room, and I know teenagers do, but I do worry about the impact it's had on him and actually how he's perceived. Essentially, he's in a broken home now. You know, he's with a one-parent family. This week, my son had his first experience of being stopped and searched. I see that, unfortunately, likely to be the first steps of his journey. It was almost like a rites of passage. He said to me, I thought they were going to put handcuffs on me. And he said to me, I asked if I could call you, and they said no. For me, when I kind of looked into his eyes and I saw that sadness at moments like that, in particular, if he were to come home and speak to his dad about it, his dad would have been able to say to him, these are the things that you might feel, son. You know, that's just one example of very many that I feel essentially we're going to be shortchanged on.
I tend to blame myself or I blame others. My GCSEs were coming. Normally he would say, oh, I know you're going to get this, or you're going to do well. So to hear him not say that, it kind of took a toll on me. Like, I started getting panic attacks in my exams.
There's no consideration for the impact of a child. You just can't raise your children via FaceTime. It always felt like there was a battle between sort of immigration with this hostile environment that they've created, trying to show him as someone who doesn't have a relationship with his children. You know, there was no kind of empathy at all. I see a link between the way the Home Office dealt with the immigration in relation to the Windrush and this hostile environment. Ultimately, it comes down to systemic racism. We were only here for a purpose. You need to make sure that you don't make any mistakes, because any mistakes you make, you can be sure there'll be a reason to put you back on the plane and send you home. The headlines were, you know, 29 foreign Jamaican criminals who were not worthy of being amongst people. And that's the whole crux of that hostile environment, because you have to create a monster so that the public don't say what is going on here. If I was to see Boris Johnson today, I would like to have a conversation with him about how he felt when he went himself through that period where he was forced to be separated from his loved ones because of the experience of contracting COVID-19. And in that moment, how it felt when you could not physically be with the person you care about, you know, your family members.
Imagine not being able to drop your child to school or make them their food, or imagine waking up and you have nobody, just waking up in a room and the sun's in your face and you have hardly anything to your name. Just imagine if that was you.